Hi, Michael. This is Linda. Thank you so much for submitting your essay, and thank you for your patience while waiting for the feedback. So I wanted to go over this with you, and I'm just going to kind of scroll back and forth and explain to you some of the things that I have done, and then talk to you a little bit about some suggestions or ideas. First of all, you have the right kind of format with your heading. You have the place for a title, but that is not a title. So I'd like for you to so like a title reflects the topic or the subject or the position of your essay. So where you're talking about video games and the identity or the support network that was for you, you want to mention that somehow in the title as kind of a hint to the reader. A title is not a thesis statement, so it doesn't have to be a complete sentence. It just can be some key words or ideas that relate to your entire essay. So what I've done is in the green highlight, I have outlined those sentences or phrases that I feel best represent what I think as your reader what the main ideas of this essay are. You have always felt that gaming was something that you were meant to do. You felt as if everything came to you, that you were able to pick up gaming very naturally. You acknowledged that you weren't necessarily the best, but you were really motivated because you were very competitive. You've logged many, many hours into video games. You have also competed professionally, it sounds like, and that because of these competitions and because of your cousin Joseph, you have a competitive spirit and you want to keep on doing the best that you can. And then you mentioned that you have always had a competitive spirit and that you never really thought about how video games were such a major factor in your life, or that how you've learned so many things even from the characters that you play in them, which I think this is a really intriguing idea. And then you go into talking about your father passing away, which is surprisingly deep and kind of a twist that I wasn't expecting. And so I think this is good. There's a lot of green sentences in here, or green parts that I think represent some bigger ideas. Now, and then again in your conclusion. So I see a lot of strong ideas. I guess what I am telling you there is that your focus is strong. I would say it's 100%. Your development is getting there. You're definitely attempting things. But it is hard to tell what your organizational structure is. You go back from your earliest memories and then to maybe the present day, and then back again to the past, and then maybe to the present, and then back again to the past with the Fallout 3 and the past about your father passing away, and how the video games even provided a sense of family and support. So I would say that this going back and forth is a little bit confusing for the reader. You either want to maybe tell it all, put all of the past pieces together, like restructure the essays, or talk about things in the here and now. Are you still like this? Are you still doing this? Or was this at a more formative time in your life? That's the kind of thing that I think that you should consider. The red sentences are awkward, the ones that are highlighted, or there's some problematic things in them. Something I never would thought be possible is, first of all, it's a fragment, and then anytime you start off with a sentence with something or anything or nothing or it was or they were, these are too vague. So let's not use any of these kind of pronouns. And then again we have another fragment. I spent over 500 hours in the game, comma, which is the equivalent of about 20 days total. So that's how you would handle that. Here's a picture of the exact amount of hours. So I like that you're using media. I don't really feel like this is a super compelling piece of media. Maybe it might be more compelling to show the characters and why you were so drawn to the game. This doesn't necessarily draw me in as a reader as significant to your story, although it proves your point, but I believe you already. It looks like we're starting a new paragraph here, so you want to make sure you indent. As much as I love to play CSGO, I feel as if I have run more course in that game, and on all honesty, I think I played it way too much. So that's a confusing sentence because this whole essay has been about how you have really used video games to your advantage, and then all of a sudden you're telling us that you play too much, and I'm not sure. Like, I kind of feel like what you're implying here is that there is you know, a conflict within you about how much you are playing. And so I think that you could rework this sentence and maybe work it into what you really mean. Like, as much as I love to play CSGO, I feel as if I have run more course. I don't know. Are you trying to say one more course, or you've run the course? I don't know. It's hard to figure out, so you might want to reinvestigate that one. And then down here, we've got another kind of run-on sentence. You're joining two independent clauses together, or actually an independent and a dependent clause together with a comma, which you just can't do. That's a comma splice, and so we want to make sure that you avoid doing that. And that's pretty much it. So, like, in a nutshell, I want you to pull those green sentences together into stronger topic sentences. Those topic sentences should be at the beginning of the body paragraphs or at the end of the body paragraphs, but they need to be kind of leading the reader along to what your bigger message is. As far as the growing edge for you to work on, you need to work on understanding what a comma splice is and avoiding it. And you need to work on avoiding vague language, like selecting good words to use, and avoiding pronoun use, the overuse of pronouns. Like, try to use specific names and details whenever you can. It always will read more interestingly. Anyways, so that's my feedback. I hope that this helps you, and I look forward to hearing from you again if you should so need it. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.